What's up? Bradley Johnson, and I wanted to do a video on the importance of conditioning, especially specific to requirement. A lot of people don't realize how important conditioning is and how to adapt their conditioning to their requirement and what their requirement even is. What I mean by that is every sport you ever see, the people will do conditioning specific to the thing they need to be conditioned for. I'll give you an example. Yeah, Rocky. When I say Rocky to you, what do you think of? I tell you what you think of. Yeah, that run. Why does Rocky do that jog? Because boxing, if you've ever watched, is a ridiculously long jog with somebody trying to kill you at the same time. You get into the ring, ding ding, you gotta keep your arms up, tiring, cardiovascular system, aerobic. And you're jogging around, running around the thing. You're not sprinting at any point, you're never gonna be sprinting, but you're constantly all doing that, right? Long 90-second rounds, rest, do it again. Keep jogging, keep jogging, keep jogging. Cardio, that's why they jog, because they need that energy system. Their conditioning has to be specific to requirement. You won't see them sprinting so much because sprints aren't gonna be done inside the ring. Yeah, they're gonna need explosive power like that, so they'll train energy systems for strength, and they're gonna train jogging because they need to jog around. But in that middle row, where like a 7-10 second sprint or a 15-20 second sprint, that is a useless energy system to them. They don't do that. Move that on to tennis. Look the way tennis is. Tennis is run, hit a ball, walk back, wait a minute, sprint, hit a ball, come back. When training tennis systems, they train for short, sharp bursts of speed, yeah? Those short, sharp bursts of speed and the recovery from those short, sharp bursts of speeds combined with long rest times. If you're playing tennis, you sprint, hit a ball, 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 you wait. Waits can be quite long. You then do it again. That's the tennis energy system. So when they're training, they train short, sharp, sprint type movements. You're not going to see them doing long jogs. That energy system is useless to them. And you're not going to see them training for massive amounts of strength, because the tennis strength system is more from technique. It doesn't require them to have a massive bench or a huge squat. That is not the correct energy system / cardiovascular response for tennis. Someone in the gym will train and do an energy system type conditioning specific to nothing and do the wrong ones. What they will often do is they'll do something that they think is best for fat loss based on the most recent garbage someone told them, as opposed to doing something that will literally improve their training. Now, your requirement can vary. Because you're going to the gym, you're not actually an athlete. Your life is based on what it is. Maybe you want to be better cardiovascularly in terms of anaerobic cardiovascular systems because you just want like the idea of jogging, or you like riding a bike slowly or something like that, or maybe you like the idea of sprinting and you want to play football and you want to be able to, there's loads of different ways of which you can juggle that. But let's assume you don't do anything and you're just looking for the best way to do a bit of cardio type stuff that will help you in the gym. What would help you in the gym if you are primarily going into the gym and lifting weights? What energy system makes most sense to improving for you? And what it is, the only energy system that exists in terms of the gym is recovery between sets. After a massive bout of anaerobic explosive action, how quickly can you recover from that in order to do it again? As in your time between sets. Most people that go to the gym just go to the gym. They have limited time and they want to get the maximum out of their workouts, which means they haven't got any time to be sitting around going and not feeling like they can be bothered to do the next set, taking big 4, 5, 10 minute rest times between them. What they want to be able to do is recover as quickly as possible so they can bang out that next set. So when doing conditioning, they should train against heavy resistance in terms of, and do some form of sprint in order to tap their muscles of energy through anaerobic systems and learn to recover from that in order to do it again. Which is why on Saturdays we car push. Get a car, dead stop, push it as far as you can for 20 seconds, rest for 100 seconds, do it again, 7 reps, then pass out and die. The reason for that is it most closely approximates and emulates the energy system that we're trying to improve, specific to requirement. It means that between sets, you improve the amount of time that you need between those sets, because you push the car, that's using, when you push a car, your muscles are firing 100%, but it's not like a squat, it's not like a 1 rep max, it's just a constant sprint for 20 seconds at 100%, which doesn't fatigue the muscles enough for the muscles to need to recover from, but approximates that energy system so that you are matching the type of energy used for when you go back into your training. And that rest between that set and the next one is shorter than it would be for a normal set, but only because you worked less than you would for a normal set. So what it does is it uses the same energy and recovery systems as well as your training. The point is, when you're training, you should always make sure that you do something that improves your cardiovascular system outside of the typical movements that you do in your training, but that still replicates the energy system that you need to use. So if you're doing a sport that requires long, drawn out jogging periods of constant lengthy activity like LISS cardio has to be low intensity steady state cardio, if you're wondering what LISS means. LISS cardio has to be part of your routine. If you're doing something that requires explosiveness, bang, and fast recovery speed, you need to put higher intensity cardio into your training. And if you're doing something like just training that requires you to go 100% and then just recover for a few minutes before doing it again, then you need to put resistance-based cardio into your training, more specific conditioning. That is really the video I wanted to do. It's for when choosing jokers for the badge method training program, and to keep them specific. If you don't have any specific goals, make sure you're doing cardio against resistance if training is the only thing that you're doing with weights, because that way it will make you better at training with weights. In the same way, when you're doing mobility work after training, you do mobility for the thing that you want to get better at. If your quads are hurting, you want to stretch them out, you want to foam roll your quads. You wouldn't ignore your quads in the same way you're not going to ignore your lifts when you're doing your cardio. Hopefully that makes sense. Specificity of training is key. Hopefully that's been some help. Bradley Aidan Johnson. Peace!